Okay, everybody, here we go. I missed all of you yesterday. I do apologize for not getting out my live stream post-market. I was unable to do it. It's a pretty rare thing, but I do hope that you'll forgive me for missing that. I'll make it up to you one way or the other. Anyway, so this is my pre-market report on this Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. Let's start off with this. Nothing here I'm going to say is going to shock or surprise you. Oh, no, because it's all part of the same freaking thing. But let's start off again with this. If you recall, just 2 weeks ago, we had Moody's come out here and downgrade a whole slew of U.S. banks. And they said more are coming. Well, Standard & Poor's now has come out following in the footsteps of Moody's and downgraded a whole bunch of U.S. banks. Look, clearly, people, look, they are trying so desperately to keep what's actually going on from the minds of men and women, trying to, again, deceive them. Look here, don't look here, propaganda, nonsense, garbage, distractions. This whole thing is coming apart. Period. All right. Not only do we have, and you are well aware of this, a global economy cratering at its fastest pace that we've ever seen. And this is a worldwide phenomenon, not just here in the United States, and it's getting pretty bad here with homelessness exploding. People can't make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. Savings depleted, according to the Federal Reserve. They study these things, and yeah, people are just about done. You see, they're making sure that their plan here is working, which it clearly is. The destruction of the middle class, an extinction level event on a grand scale and a worldwide scale. Central banks are the enemy, period. But again, remember to focus on nonsensical things. Oh yeah, there's a new one of these coming out, a whole series of them that are designed specifically for certain variants that they didn't know were going to show up, but now they just happen to be showing up by some miracle. They got it exactly right. How does that happen without some kind of advanced knowledge? Duh. I think we all understand clearly what's going on, but we won't go there. We won't go there, will we? I think all of us are more than well aware of the current situation here. Anyway, so that's one story this morning here. Standard & Poor's downgrading U.S. banks, and there's going to be more as well. Look, this thing is so far out of control. You all know that. And again, it's deliberate. The distortions which exist here in the market. We have a situation here where nothing makes sense anymore. You all know that. And there's going to be a terrible price to pay. And who's going to bear the brunt of that? You are. You and me are. Again, do you think these banks are going to take any losses? No. They're going to be made whole. Is anyone going to be held to account for this twisted system? No, I can tell you that right now. You all know this. Again, we have this situation of surging. That's something else we found out today. Food inflation. Okay. No surprise to a single one of you that followed this blog. But food inflation continues to surge higher. With energy inflation, a close second here. Does this sound familiar to you? Yes. This is something that you and I have been talking about would happen, and here it is. Oh no, who saw that one coming? Nobody. I'm sorry. If I don't do these things from time to time, I literally feel like I'll have a freaking meltdown. Okay, let's touch on a few other things here. We have a situation here, and I've outlined this for weeks. Without intervention from the central banks, the Federal Reserve, this stock market could literally fall into a black hole. Okay, there is a black hole. There is under this market. The only thing supporting this stock market, it has been easy money, a Federal Reserve and other central banks who have gone wild, flooding the world with with debt here, even though no matter how much they flood the world with, it can never be made whole. It operates in a constant vacuum. You all know this. It's the nature of the beast, okay? The beast system, the debt-based system, period. Okay, but you're not supposed to know that. You're supposed to think that we can somehow borrow our way into prosperity. Oh, yes, our loving, caring politicians, they just want to spend and spend and spend and spend more. And look at every single president going back to the last few. Each one is out to outspend the previous one. Now, why is that, I wonder? Oh, because they know that they have to keep spending to empower the central banks. That's right, because they're the real government and we have no representation. Imagine how surprised I am. Can I see your shocked face, please? I'm shocked. No, you know this, people. Come on. Anyway, basically what this comes down to is this. This market is hoping that the Federal Reserve is going to throw a lifeline to it. Okay, we have watched risk in this market surge out of control as of late. An MMRI, the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, which we're kind of stuck here at around 275. The market, again, is hoping the Fed's going to do more. I'm going to stick to my guns on this, and I've been telling you for a while, I do believe, because this is a presidential selection cycle, remember, this is not an election, okay? You have no voice. You may think you do, but you do not, okay? If your voice mattered, believe me, you would be silenced. There's just no way that we get to choose who gets to be the spokesperson that sits behind the Resolute desk or anywhere for that matter. It's the central banks who run the economy, they run the financial system, they run the financial markets, henceforth they run the world. Okay, that's it. And we have no representation, but you all know that already. Anyway, so the market right now is really hoping that the Fed's going to do more here. We had yesterday, I didn't get to, again, do a post-market, but we had a market that yesterday. Dow put on a fractional loss, fractional gain for the S&P 500. The NASDAQ was the biggest winner as a few tech companies continue to get a bit higher. How many of you have noticed that it's just a few companies, just a couple, that are bolstering this entire market? You think that's going to go on forever, really, honestly? No. And without a lifeline from the Fed, this market is going to fall into a black hole. Nobody, not even me or anybody else can tell you where the bottom is. We have no idea. All we do know is we have never seen what we have now. If you were to look at every prior stock market crash or meltdown, the writing has always been on the wall, and there are some people that are able to see it, but I can promise you that we've never seen anything like this. There's nothing that comes close to this. When you have a situation where central banks have been artificially suppressing rates now since the last meltdown, reinflating a stock market bubble and a housing bubble, you know all this, with no end in sight, nothing is real. There's no price discovery mechanism today behind a single asset class. It's just craziness to the highest possible order, and I think you're all well aware of that. So anyway, I'm just looking here now. I want to hear from you on this. So the U.S. Commerce Secretary, yes, she's on her way over to China for high-level talks. The Commerce Secretary, you see, because we're going there to beg. You have to understand. You see how China's not coming here? We're going there. In case you don't know, the United States is on the losing end of this global situation that is emerging right now. And all this is going to lead to is more death, suffering, war on an unprecedented scale. All the things that you and I have been speaking about for a very, very long time. So the stories this morning really is this: food inflation out of control, with energy a close second here. This downgrading by Standard & Poor's of the U.S. banking system, more banks to follow here. So, and the fact that this market needs a lifeline. Without it, we're going down. We're going through that black hole. You all know about it. But I do believe there's going to be more. I don't think they're done. I mean, I could be delusional, but I've been telling people to be cautious here. If you followed my work, I'm telling people who are along this market, let's see, someone like myself, I own a lot of shares of JEPI. I'm not ready to jump ship here. I want that dividend. I don't think it's time to dump any of this stuff yet because I think, could I be wrong? Absolutely. Okay, but I think the Fed's going to do more to keep this market propped up. I really, really do. You know what they can do? They can find a way to buy more debt, which I think is the most likely scenario, weaken the dollar, or buoy the market by buying large cap stocks. That's what they do. Without one of these things or a combination of it, this market's fallen right through a trap door and has taken everybody with it as well. But again, this is a presidential selection cycle. I don't think they're going to let it happen. Stock futures right now are higher. Okay, nothing dramatic, but higher pretty much across the board. Crude oil relatively flat this morning. You got cryptocurrencies under pressure yet again. Gold and silver catching a bid. That's where we stand, people. That is where we stand. This lovely freaking freak show that's all around us. But oh yes, just remember everything is fantastic and it's beautiful and we're all rich. You know how you know? Because they're telling you that from the financial channels, and they're, look here, don't look over there. That mechanism, the deceptions, the distractions, and of course, things like this and the whatever. They have a lot more in store for us, including shortages of resources, and they're letting us know. They always do. You know that. Before something happens, they always let you know what's going to happen. People like you and me are in tune to that. We understand what's going on, and we're preparing ourselves accordingly. All right. This guy here loves you a lot. Again, I am sorry for missing the live stream yesterday, but I will see you today, 4 or 5 p.m., unless something dramatic happens, of course, but I doubt it. All right, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the live stream, people. Have some questions ready for me. Let's get through this. I don't care what they do. They can do anything they want to you and I. We got each other. We got each other's backs, and we can't lose. That's fact. All right, see you later.